let's just jump right into it. So just want to name what's in store for you today. So we're going to kick off with some brief remarks from some really inspiring people. We've got Kira from Chime. We've got the Majority Senate leader who's going to tell you a little bit about the work that she's doing. We've got the awesome Chief Education Officer here in Newark. And we also have an entrepreneur, Kwaku, who's doing some extremely amazing things that's inspiring all of us to think a little bit bigger, like your hoodies at Brown Mill. So right after we wrap up all of that, we're going to have a really dope fireside panel with two people who are really excited to engage with you today. And once we do that, we're just going to get ready for the scavenger hunt portion. So after we get a little bit of inspiration inside, we're going to take it out into Newark and connect with the businesses and the landmarks and the leaders that make this city so great. So next slide. That's me in my headshot. Next slide. All right. I would like to bring up the director and head of social impact at Chime, Kira Traore, who's going to tell you more about all the great work that she's doing on the social impact side. Make some noise for Kira.
Here. Hey, everyone. That was a fun welcome. I just knocked over. All right. Okay. Thank you all so much for being here. I'm Kira. I lead some social impact stuff at Chime. That just means, helping Chime do stuff in the communities where we have members. And we have a ton of members in Newark, so we're super excited to be here. I live a couple towns away. I think it's great to be in our backyard. Thank you all so much for participating. Hopefully this will be fun on a Friday afternoon after you're out of school. So if you don't know what Chime is a banking app, and we're really built around this idea that you shouldn't pay for having a checking account. You should be able to get interest on your savings. Who knows what interest is? My friend Nicole, what's interest? Exactly, it's a percentage that builds over time. Your money should make you money, right? You should be able to get a credit score when you're young and build that up and be able to have access to all the things that you should. A lot of you guys are about to make some very real financial decisions if you haven't already, right? How many of you guys have jobs? I was a waitress when I was 14, right? So you have money coming in. Some of you are thinking about after high school, what does that look like? Is it college? Is it trade school? Is it a certificate program? Those things cost money. Some of you guys might need an apartment or a car. You're joining the workforce. You need to figure out what to do with that paycheck. So what we're hoping to do today is just give you guys some tools and start thinking about different financial topics and how you should be thinking about your financial future so that in 5 and 10 years from now, you're way ahead of the curve from the people that weren't thinking about these things. So before we kick it over to Dr. Brown, I'm actually gonna kick it over to Senate Majority Leader Ruiz, who represents your district here. So that's super amazing. So Senator Ruiz, do you wanna come up and say?
Come on, y'all, I'm from Newark. You could do better than that. Thank you. So I'm so excited to be here and just to give you some words of encouragement. First of all, when they ring the alarm or sound the bell or whatever they do and you go out, be safe when you're visiting your spots around the city before you report back. I hope you have great fun and success. And I want to get a text as to who the winner is. I would love to see what that is. But you already heard some key words, right? Investment, interest, checking accounts, finances. I'll tell you a little bit about my story. I'm first generation here in the city. My parents came from Puerto Rico. My mom was the one who really balanced a checkbook. I know you probably don't even know what that is. There's an app that does it now. I'm dating myself. But we cannot have Gucci dreams with a bank account that doesn't reflect that. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm saying in that space? Because for so many of us, we want to buy. And let me tell you how it happens. Many of you are going to be going off to college at some point in the next couple of years, maybe if you make that decision. And I know my experience was as such. As much financial literacy that I had at home, because my mom was the one who understood that if she was owed a penny back at ShopRite, right? You know how some things are $3.99? She would embarrass me and we would stand there until the cashier gave her that penny back. And she always said, I worked for it, I earned it, and 99 more pennies will make me $1. And so it's fundamentally just understanding those small little increments and knowing that if we only have money for a cheesesteak, that we can't order a filet mignon lunch, right? So here comes college for me, and there are all the tables and the vendors, credit cards for everybody. I have no credit history, I have nothing. So of course I applied for credit cards, and of course I wasn't working full time when I was in college, and of course I had late payments because I had those Gucci dreams without having the Gucci bank account, right? And so I had to rebuild after I graduated, and which happened very quickly, but it also happened in a different time in this country. We cannot currently, in the system structure that we have, afford to have credit scores that are going to derail us from doing anything. I'll tell you why. You go out to find an apartment, many leases look to see what your credit scores are. A terrible thing oftentimes, not indicative of you making your payments, but if that becomes an albatross, you know what an albatross is, right? Like a hampering, something that's an obstacle. If that becomes an albatross in your life, then your predicaments begin to start spiraling down. And so whatever questions you have, however you can learn today, however you can rely on someone who knows much better than finances than I do, I will just always say this: we can only spend what we have earned. Once we start playing above that without really understanding our finances, that's where the gray in between comes in. And all I want to see is all of you is to fundamentally one day grow your generational wealth. Without having that seed money, we can't afford a house. Without having that house, we can't grow the general wealth in our families. And I will tell you that I am a homeowner. My niece is a homeowner. It's 3 generations of a household that bought their first home in Newark in 1970 when Puerto Ricans were not even afforded those opportunities in the city. And so it was because of due diligence. This country has become much more difficult in purchasing homes, astronomically, right? The values of homes, lack of having homes on the market, increasing the prices to go up. And I know, right? When I first got up here, you were all smiling. Now you're all like, oh God, right? But we have to speak truth to power, and that is it. It's exactly what we'll be facing, all of us here. I hope you have an amazing time. I hope you grow your bank accounts. I hope you grow your economy. I hope you purchase homes in the city, because I'm getting old fast, and I need all of you to take care of me when it's time for that to happen. May you be safe. May your academic year be filled with love and light. And I will say this, one cool thing about today, if they haven't mentioned it, they will, is that you're going to be going to small businesses that have been truly supported by New Jersey and the city of Newark under the leadership of Mayor Baraka. Even the sweatshirts that you have come from a really incredible business that's owned in Newark that grew here. And so I think that as you even visit the locations, you'll get inspired for those who want to have that entrepreneurial spirit. So have fun and win, and make sure you let me know. And thank you to Chime for building community and financial literacy. Thank you very much.
That was awesome. Thank you so much, Senator. It's now my absolute pleasure to introduce Dr. Brown. Dr. Brown is from Mayor Baraka's office. She's really what brought you all here. She's the Chief Education Officer. We are super lucky to be partnering with her and her whole team. So Dr. Brown.
Hello, everyone. My name is Chime Brown. I am a Newark native. I represent Mayor Raz J. Baraka, the mayor of this great city. Come on, let's give it up for Mayor Raz J. Baraka. And this is an absolute wonderful opportunity. I'm excited that we were able to partner with Chime and make sure that we are able to bring this opportunity. Much of my speech or my little talk, Senator Ruiz actually talked about it. I was born and raised in Newark, and again, I made a lot of the same mistakes that she made. I wish someone had actually spoken to me about financial literacy, because you're really at the age where you're going to be making your financial decisions. I want to say that I was able to break generational curses. I'm also a homeowner. I'm able to have 2 homes, and one of the homes I'm actually, my parents live in. And I say that because I'm not a basketball player. Hello. But I was able to make some smart decisions, and I upped the game up for my parents because they laid a great foundation, and they're all Newark natives. And so we are change makers. I know you may not see yourself the way we see you, but I was once in those seats, and I leveled up the game in different ways. Trust me, my mother laid the character foundation, but as far as generational wealth, I was able to break a generational curse in my family. And we're homeowners. All of us are homeowners. And we lived on Elizabeth Avenue, right? We just was some regular everyday folk, graduated from Weequahic High School, went to Madison and Maple Avenue School. And I just want to say that two things: build your wealth and build your education. Let me tell you something. Wealth comes and goes. And I know I shouldn't say that at a financial literacy piece, but listen to me. But the value of your mind and what people will need from your brains, and I always used to say this was at my job, and I would joke with my bosses and say, no, you need me at the table. And the truth is they did. And the same thing for you. We need you to level up your game. You're going to break generational curses, and not in a negative way, because I don't want you to think because we live in Newark that we need curses broken. Hello, right? Hello. But the truth is, data shows it that there's a wealth gap that we have to fix. And I believe you are the ones to fix it. And that's why Mayor Baraka stands behind activities like this, because it gives access and information. And why can't we do that? So I want to thank Chime for their great work. And I want to thank you, because you guys could be home, but you said yes. So can I give it up for you? You are already positioning yourself for greatness because you said yes. Have a good time. We're here to love you and give you information.
All right, now we get into the more fun stuff. I mean, we're all fun. No, not yet. So we have a couple of fun. We're gonna have a fireside chat, but first, how cool are these hoodies? What? Look how cool are they? So we're awesomely lucky to be joined by one of the co-founders of Brown Mill, Kwaku, if he wants to come up, who is a Newark entrepreneur, who's gonna tell us really how it's been, how he did it.
Yo, what's up, guys? You guys like these hoodies? You guys sound tired. You guys tired? All right, let's start again. Do you guys like these hoodies? Yeah! All right, what does it say in front of your hoodies? Can we coordinate a little bit on 3? 1, 2, 3? Okay, so my name is Kwaku. I'm co-founder of Brown Mill Company. Our store is at 49 Halsey Street, around the corner. Have you guys been yet? Y'all been to the block party? Nah? Yeah, we do a block party every summer. All right, next year, y'all come to the block party. But a little bit about myself. So I was born here in Newark. I had parents that came in from Ghana, West Africa. You from Ghana? What's your name? What's your Ghanaian name? Nah? Okay, cool. All right, nice, I speak true. All right, cool, so Brown Mill, how did it start? So I was always into fashion, but my parents were very traditional. They only cared about education. So going to middle school, every time I was trying to buy Jordans or Nike, they would bring Skechers and say, Kwaku, now you gotta buy this. It's all we could afford. I'll go to my dad, I would bring him Ralph Lauren, he'd be like, no, Kwaku, we can't. We have to get something else. So for me, it was super hard because I wanted to be fly, I wanted to dress nicely, so I had to find a way. So I had a friend that worked at the Polo Ralph Lauren outlet, and he used to give me polos for $15, $20. And I used to see kids in my school wearing polos, and I was like, okay. How much you pay for that, bro? They're like, yeah, I paid $50. I'm like, yo, I got a discount. I could give you this polo for $30. So in middle school, I was flipping polos to my students, to my teachers, to my principal. And then I got in trouble one day. I took it a little overboard. I was skipping class. I had a little table outside selling polos. And my teacher was like, yo, aren't you supposed to be in Algebra 1? So he called my parents. My parents were like, yo, this is a good idea. This is a good talent to have. Just hone it a little better, kind of stay within the constraints of your school. So I started to sell different things, candy, t-shirts, polos from my locker. Then when I got to high school, I met my co-founder, Justice. And Justice was a self-taught tailor. So this guy taught himself how to sew in middle school. And he was making bow ties, he was making collared shirts, he was making t-shirts. They didn't look that good, but he was making them. And one day I needed a bow tie for a wedding, and he made me a beautiful bow tie. So I wore it, took a couple Instagram pictures, put a little caption in, got some likes. And then I sold that same bow tie on eBay for like $60. A week later, Justice came up to me and he was like, yo, that bow tie I gave you, can I see it? I need to take some pictures. I'm like, bro, I sold it already. He's like, you sold it? Like somebody bought it? I'm like, yeah. He's like, can you help me start selling my bow ties? I want to start selling it. We had another friend named Taha who was a graphic designer. He made all these crazy designs for the sports team. Like if you're an athlete, he would put your jersey in the back. And he was selling the t-shirts on himself. Justice was like, nah, he can't sell by himself. He needs to sell with us. So we started a little collective, and we called it Brown Mill. Brown Mill was named after my co-founder, Justice's grandparents. His grandma's name is Mildred. His granddad's name is John Brown, so Brown Mill. So they'll make the t-shirts, they'll make the bow ties, they'll give it to me. I'll sell it out my locker. There was one year our school ran out of budget, and they couldn't get t-shirts made. So the principal brought us into the office and was like, hey, we want to give you guys the t-shirt deal for the school. It was 1,000 t-shirts, and we're in high school. And he's like, you guys just need to be incorporated. Y'all need a bank account. Y'all need to get all this. We're like, yeah, we have everything down. We did not have everything down. The way we were moving stuff is money came in my right pocket, and I moved this to my left pocket. This was checking, this was savings. So we learned quickly we had to have a savings account. We had to really monitor our expenses. We had to report out our taxes. In high school, we got our LLC, and the rest is history. So we grinded it out in college, and then eventually, it was time to open the store, and we chose Newark. Why not come home? And we opened our store in 2021, and we've been here ever since. So I don't want to keep on talking to you, but just some short things to let you guys know that you guys all have it in you to be entrepreneurs. Number one lesson is leverage the network around you. When we were starting off, we had to leverage our peers. Like, we got hard feedback from our friends. If you guys have a design, show your friends. I know a couple of people are like, I don't want to show people, they're going to steal it. How are people going to buy anything you have if you don't show people? So in high school, people were like, man, that's lame, that's whack, that's whack, that's whack. Go back to the drawing board, show them again. Then they start to like it. Talk to your teachers, talk to your parents, talk to the people in your community. We wouldn't be where we are if we didn't leverage our teachers, our communities, our pastors, our mayors, our governors. They're here to help. Second thing is leverage your talents. If you guys are good at something or you're interested, research it. See different ways you could really capitalize on that. If you like to draw, like join a drawing club. If you like to run, join a running club. If you like to do anything, you guys got TikTok and YouTube. You guys have a great community, leverage that. And the last thing is write down your plans and make a goal. You guys won't go anywhere if you have all these plans and ideas in your head and you switch every single day. I know we're young and you don't know your major. People are asking you, what do you want to do in college? You're like, I don't know if I want to be a doctor or engineer. Just write something down for now, make a plan, and if you have to pivot, just pivot. Nothing bad is gonna happen, but if you don't have a plan, you won't have an end goal in mind. And the last thing is, think bigger. Thank you guys for having me. Let me know if you ever wanna reach out to me. Our Instagram is Brown Mill Company. My personal Instagram is Kwaku KNW. Always here to talk, show support, or mentor you guys. So thanks for having me. Thank you to Chime for having me, and hope you guys have a great day.
Y'all make some noise for Kwaku. I think with each one of the people that came up on stage so far, you're really seeing the power of a story, right? A storyteller, if you have a story and you know how to tell it, like the world can open up for you. Many doors can open up for you. And I think that's a really good segue to what we're about to do. We're entering our fireside chat moment of the program. So I'd like to bring up Owen Manning, who's going to be our moderator for a really important conversation with Alex Lepre and Jacob Lattimore, and Owen's going to tell you a little bit more about that.
Good afternoon. Okay. How are y'all? Y'all doing good? Cool. So Kelsey kind of talked about the fact that everybody who's come up here thus far has really talked about their story and has played sort of a pivotal role in how they're sort of shaping Newark culture and Newark business, right? But today, I have the distinct pleasure of kind of allowing other folks to tell their story. So I'm gonna facilitate a conversation with some folks that I think are really, really cool. And so I'm just gonna do, when you get to be really important, you get to also have a bio that folks get sent around, and then you have to read that bio. So I'm gonna do that, and then we're gonna bring some folks up and have a really good conversation. So Alex Lepre is an American actress and singer, but she's also best known for Effie Morales in the spin-off series Power Book 2. She started her career as a singer, and then before she transitioned into acting and becoming really a rising star in the entertainment industry. Jacob Lattimore is an actor and R&B artist who most recently gained his notoriety in The Chi. He started his career in music and later transitioned to acting with notable roles in Collateral Beauty, The Maze Runner, Detroit, and he's also been featured in Forbes 30 Under 30. So hopefully you guys can join me in welcoming both Alex Lepre and Jacob Lattimore. So, y'all.
Yo. What's up, y'all? Y'all good?
I have not seen y'all smile since y'all got in here. And y'all doing this? Just again, can we get another round of applause for our special guests? So we did the bios, we did the big introductions. I just want to jump right in, right? Of course, to you all, you guys know Alex as Effie and several other characters. Jacob, we know you from kind of everywhere. Can you kind of tell us who you are today and just kind of talk to us about sort of who you are as individuals?
Yeah, right now I'm just having a lot of fun on TV and just making my way on this entertainment world. I started in music. We actually started together, so it's just crazy. This is a full circle moment. But yeah, just having fun, man. Yeah.
That's dope.
What's up, y'all? Y'all good? What a ride it's been. I think, like Alex said, we started out as kids in the industry, like YouTube videos, just kind of putting ourselves out there, performing at different schools. So to be here with y'all is definitely a full circle moment. And to be this heavy into our acting careers wasn't our first love, but it just ended up being like this sort of outlet for us to express ourselves and step into different characters, to network with different people. And we just really grateful for the successful shows that we've been a part of. It's helped build our brands up to do other things, and even just come here to speak with y'all just about following y'all dreams and not being afraid to just really step out there and go for it, because it's your life, your vision, and there's no blueprint on how to get here. Everybody's story is different. So y'all in the right space, man, and we happy to be here. Yeah.
And I think we can speak for them that, we're really happy that y'all joined us, right? You guys kind of briefly talked about it, but you both started in the music industry, right? And that's a big shift to make. So can y'all talk about sort of that shift and how you've kind of gained your footing? Like, you guys are really killing it now.
Yeah, kind of like what Jacob was saying. This definitely was not something that I foreseen first, because music, I always told everyone, I'm like, no, I don't want to do acting. I want to be seen as a singer before I'm seen as an actor. And if I act first, everybody's just going to know me as an actor. But eventually, as much as I loved singing, I kind of stumbled my way into acting. And when I found myself there, I just absolutely fell in love with it. And it was just something I could not get enough of. And once I realized what I was missing, I just never left, because it's just extremely fulfilling for me. And my mom always told me, go where you're happy, and that's what I did.
Yeah, I mean, the music industry's changed so much since we came up. I mean, like, we were signed to record companies, and now it's like, now we have fans, now we can be independent, and we can just it's almost like it was at the beginning again, where it's just us and the fans. There's no middleman, and we can just put out music when we want to, and we were just talking about it back there. I was like, I definitely want to release some music again. It's been like a year and a half since I really like locked in the studio. That's because acting, it takes so much out of you, especially when, you're not really the character for real. Like, they Emmett, you're like, yeah, what up, Emmett? But I really don't have no kids, you know what I'm saying?
And I'm not a thug.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we really tapping into someone else's life 6 to 8 months out the year, maybe 4 months, depending on how many episodes we get greenlit. So it takes a lot out of you just to even just be isolated and locking in on your lines and locking in with your cast and talking with the director about the upcoming scenes. You may have an emotional scene, and that may cause you to cut off family for a little minute because you're really just trying to lock in, and it creates a isolated sort of process, as an actor, for real. It's kind of lonely at the time because you're really just so like in routine of like, you at home, you go to the gym, you go to set, repeat. You know what I mean? You may kick it a little bit, but for the most part, I found that when I'm locking in even more, my performance is even better. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's been a ride. I mean, the entertainment industry is just it's incredible. It's definitely changed my life, and but it's also been my dream too since I was a kid. So I'm just extremely happy.
Yeah, I want to, too, like what you said, kind of like what you were saying, I think that's really admirable to, like, I feel like not enough of us speak about how lonely it can be, and to be vulnerable like that is just extremely respectable. Like, to continue going and to be vulnerable, I think it's really important, too, just to say that, like, it's okay to, like, feel that way, and it's okay to, like, speak about feeling that way, like, so that's really beautiful. Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, and Jacob, you talked about just like, ultimately it depends on how many episodes y'all get greenlit, right? You guys are on TV, but that decision often is made by somebody else, right? And obviously the entertainment industry can be very sporadic at times. Can y'all talk about sort of how y'all think about just financial stability, right? Obviously Chime is a financial technology company and really geared and dedicated to making sure folks can figure out the financial progress. So can you talk about sort of how you think about financial stability in your industry?
Yeah, it's up and down, we were just talking about this the other day, like 1 minute you're the hottest actor out, and the next minute you might not be. Not working doesn't mean that you're not. So it's just like, there are so many moving variables that go into this. But one thing that I always say, it's like, never live above your means. I think that everybody thinks it's like the craziest message you can send is, let me buy every car, let me get every watch, let me get every pair of shoes. And it's like, that's cool and all, but you're only living that way to please other people. If that's what you like, that's good. But ultimately, if you're buying this for everyone else, you're just digging yourself into a deeper hole. So I think living what's comfortable for you, have nice things, but never push it. And just be smart, like, be smart, know what you have, and just live
Pay
for
your
you.
taxes.
Oh my God. That's the one right there, that too. Because I'm not gonna lie, with taxes, I don't really be knowing what's going on. I ain't gonna lie to you. But I got me a tax man, and he gonna take care of it every time.
No, every year I'm just learning how to be sharper and more disciplined with money, and I'll say I'm kind of bougie. I'm kind of bougie. So sometimes I'll be like, yeah, I could settle down this year, But it's all a learning lesson, because every year, you like you said, when you look at those tax statements and you see what went out and what you spent money on and how you spent your time, that's really like the key. Like, how are you spending your time? Who are your friends? Are your friends around you assets or liabilities? You know what I mean? And that's the real deal. But I've had homies be like, hey, let's go out. I'm like, who gonna pay for it?
Because they gonna look at you first.
They're gonna look at you, and then as soon as the bill get there, it's all these people looking at you in the section like, and I'm like, but it's my fault because I chose to come out. I could have been at the house reading up on something. I could have been researching something. I could have been spending money on a trip that was educational for me or whatever. So it's, you really just gotta check yourself every day and say like, do I really need to buy this?
Right.
Or do I need to learn how to cook for real? It's been a lot of Postmating. You know, I could go on, as much time as I spend on YouTube, I can be in the kitchen trying to learn something. So you really just gotta check yourself every day on how you're spending your time.
Yeah. I always say like, let your free time produce for you. So like, your free time, you can make so many different things happen. Kind of like what you were saying, like everything that we complain about, like we can absolutely change most of it. Like, of course, like you can't change where you grew up and you can't change stuff like that. But you can change what you do in your free time. Like you said, reading or like working out or learning to cook, bettering your relationship and anything you want to do. Like I always say, like use your free time to do that because we have so much free time, but we always put the most effort into our free time to do things that do not benefit us. So make sure that you're using that free time and you go so far. I know it feels like you're missing out, you know, when your friends be outside. We outside, you want to be outside too. But ultimately it's doing nothing for you besides
Outside
draining
is
you. It's bleeding your pockets. Yeah, outside is real expensive. Dang.
So we talked. I heard both of you talk about sort of. I heard assets and liabilities. I heard just thinking critically about how you spend your time. Right? Can you talk to us about sort of the first time that you heard about, like, you started having conversations about money? Right? Is that conversation in the household is really taboo and folks don't talk about it. My folks didn't talk about it. It was just like the lights are off.
Yeah.
So can you talk about just the experience and like how you started having conversations about money?
This happened real late for me, unfortunately, and it's always something that I wish I could go back and change, but of course I can't. I'm from Topeka, Kansas. It's a real small town, and the exposure there is extremely low. So like people there, they don't really do much, and so like it was always like receptionist or like fast food and stuff like that. So I didn't know about money. I didn't know about entrepreneurship. I didn't know about anything like that. So just recently, I would say within the, like for real talk about money, within the past like 4 years, and I'm old, I'm about to be 28. So that's saying a lot.
Still young.
Talking to y'all, no, I'm auntie now, y'all. I'm definitely auntie now, okay? And I act just like it. And so yeah, being on my auntie tip, and I never knew about like the money because so much does go into it. Like we were saying, taxes, owning your own business, like setting up corporations and getting your business. Like for us as actors, like there's so many things that we have to set up the right way in terms of money. Like we can't just show up on set and get paid. Like you got to make sure you're set up right. That way you're getting paid correctly. Like so much goes into it. So really just recently, yeah, when being in Atlanta and around the entrepreneurship space and circle, like I've just been soaking everything up as a sponge, really. Yeah.
Fire. My earliest memory of money, when I was a kid, I think I was maybe like eight or 9. I had a bunch of coins saved up, and it totaled up to about like $250, like $250, $300, something like that. And I bought my first phone. That was to me, when I think back, I'm like, I was always kind of fascinated with the freedom money could give you. And as I got older, I once I started like making money, it was hard for me to be disciplined. Like, cause once you see a certain amount of money in your account, you're like, oh yeah, I want this amount of money. But you see it, and then all this stuff you want to do just starts hitting you. You want to go here, you want to go there, you want to take this vacay, you want to buy this, and then that year passed, and you like, what did I do? I didn't even buy no real estate. I didn't buy any assets. Everything I bought was, really taken from me. It wasn't really adding to me. And bills is due every 30 days. You know what I'm saying? So we got to make sure that we are investing in the things that will cover our bills every 30 days, and we can be comfortable with or without the TV show, or, and I just had to really kind of buckle down on that in the past, I want to say 5 years. I started really getting heavy into just real estate, just buying. I'm like 22 doors in right now, so I'm real.
Congratulations.
I'm happy. Thank you. And but it's an everyday grind. Like it's an everyday grind, and if the things I have now, I wasn't ready for when I was 21. you know? So God is so cold at just like timing the right place at the right time for your finances and your mental and your spirit to align with the amount of money you have, because you could say, I want $1 million, you know, today, but you don't really know how to use it. You don't really have the right friends around, you know, and you're not in the right headspace. You'll blow it in 30 days, quick, you know, and you start realizing like $1 million can be gone because your appetite gets bigger. You're like, oh, I want to get on a yacht, or I want to get on a plane, and you're like, oh my God.
It's so easy to spend $1 million.
And then now you're at $300,000, and now you like, and you ain't paid your taxes yet, you know, and it's like, okay, all right, I need to calm down. So all that matters. Everything matters, and how you move and how you walking.
And speaking of that too, retirement is something. Justin, how much our age do we have to have for retirement to be financially free? You said it's like $2 million or something? $2 million, they say. At our age, with inflation and everything, it's like that's what we have to have set aside to live a successful retirement. That's a lot of money. And that means, like, again, like we got to go back to like being smart about our money and using our free time wisely, because y'all think it's like easy to make $1 million? It's not, right? And that's scary. That's why we got to work right now, because it's so far away. We like, who finna be 70? Nobody. But it come up quick. $2 million? What? So, you got some work to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so y'all talked about sort of what those conversations look like, and like how you're thinking about buckling down. And like over these last sort of 3 to 5 years, y'all have really been sort of intensifying those conversations. Can you talk about sort of what has been the biggest learning lesson for y'all as y'all think about that?
Biggest learning lesson, again, just community. Really just surrounding myself around, like if I want to get into real estate, I'm like, I need to get around real estate investors. They need to be some of my best friends. You know, if I want to be a director, I need to kick it with the directors and the actors and the creators of that space. I want to learn about the director of photography, the guys that film the movies, and make sure that the scenes are looking the best they can. It's really just about immersing yourself in community. And you don't always have to know your mentors. Like, there's so many mentors on YouTube that don't know me. I'll be like, how to buy land correctly, you know? And I just watch somebody's videos. They made like 10 or 30 videos just about how to buy land, because you be like, oh, I can go buy some land. You see some land for $5,000, but not knowing you got to put $250,000, $300,000 into the soil. You got to make sure that you got to grade the soil. You got to cut the trees. You got to do mineral rights. You got to make sure there ain't no oil under there. It's so much that goes into it. All these hidden fees will come out. And I think how I've avoided a lot of mistakes, I wouldn't say I didn't make any mistakes, but how I've avoided a lot of mistakes is really just asking my mentors, like, what mistakes did you make? You know, and just, it's all, man, YouTube University was like, it's my best friend, for real. And when I get curious about a question or something pops up in my head, there's always something out there to help you avoid a pitfall. Because a lot of the times we fail because we are super excited. We want it now, you know, fast money. We want to get it quick, but like, it's really a slow grind, a slow build. The turtle wins the race, I promise you. Because I've been in the industry since I was 8. I've seen a lot of people here and then come down, but I just kept grinding, and I always used to like feel like, oh man, I want what they have. But now it's like, I wouldn't trade my journey for anybody. You know what I mean? It's just like, I love the steady pace of growth, you know, and like I said, like, it's you're gonna be ready for it when it's time, and take your time, but take your time in being busy. You know what I mean? Like, know you got time to really lock in and learn some stuff for 2 years before you even dive into it.
Yeah, and Alex said, she wasn't talking in the mic, but she said instant gratification, right?
Yeah.
And like, there's a difference between instant gratification and delayed gratification, and actually taking the time to realize what is it that you want, and what does that mean, right? And what are the implications? What I want right now, is it gonna really be beneficial in the long run? And a lot of times, it's not.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. Oh, I was just gonna say, kind of like self-care. I think that's been my biggest lesson. You know, I think with anything, once you start making a lot of money, once you start getting extremely successful and whatever you do, like the life gets like, it starts moving extremely fast. And when my body doesn't feel good, and if my mind is not mentally right, like my work suffers. Like it very much so suffers. So what I started doing is like really just taking care of myself in my free time, like. Because I was so focused on money, I was almost like losing myself for a little bit because I was going so fast. So I had to make sure that I was like really, you know, eating right, staying in the gym, keeping my mind right. Because when it get fast, you will get lost really, really quickly. And then like you waste your health. So you got to spend all your money to get your health back. But you wasted your health trying to chase money. So like, take care of yourself. Mm-hmm.
Yep, and I think just we'll kind of have, you know, I think this is the last question.
Mm-hmm.
Just how do you remain hopeful as you continue to sort of march towards financial freedom? And what advice would you give to young people? And what advice would you give to young Jacob and young Alex if you look back?
This dream God put in me from a very young age, probably since I was born. I ain't know all that because I don't remember, but as much as I can remember, it was there. So I'd say like the biggest piece of advice that I can give anyone is if you know in your heart that you're something, if you know in your heart that you're an actor, if you know in your heart that you're a doctor, a firefighter, whatever you want to be, I don't care what nobody says. I don't care what you think that the universe is trying to tell you. You know, you was on your way to an interview, your car broke down, and now you like, oh my gosh, this is not supposed to happen. Like, just keep going. Like, grind as hard as you can and don't let nobody tell you no, because I knocked on that door until it opened. You know this. Like, I was not taking no for an answer. And so keep going. It'll get hard. It'll get tough. It'll get crazy. I don't care. I'm finna do it anyways. So that's my biggest piece of advice. And to myself, because it was the same way back then. I didn't care what nobody had to say. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, I think having a good sense of perspective on life and being optimistic about your trials and your errors. Like, failure is a time to learn. So, and especially if you're going into something new, of course you're going to stumble and fall a little bit. So I think it's important to not dwell too much on the failure when you're diving into something new, because what it can do is it can discourage you for life. You know, you can resort to just things that doesn't really benefit the lifestyle that you're trying to go for, and you'll start getting depressed, and you realize you're like, oh, maybe I'm drinking too much, or I'm getting involved in clubs or whatever. It's like you want to make sure that your perspective stays extremely optimistic about where you're going, because some of the best moments in my journey was when we had to go stay in that motel and we was performing at them schools. But like that's how hungry I was, you know what I mean? Like, I used to go to those schools and perform my heart out because I knew where I was going. And, you know, it's an isolated tunnel vision process. Like, I remember going to these schools and, you know, kids was calling me names. They was like, man, singing to my girl. Like, you know what I mean? It was just, I had to deal with a lot of stuff at a young age, and you gotta really, like you said, you gotta keep pushing, because it's not gonna be an easy journey. Everybody's not supporting you. You know, you're gonna get a lot of support, but then there's also gonna be another half of just like doubters, what people have to say, and now we in social media, so as soon as you put your stuff out there, somebody got something to say. And it's important to really just lock in on who's supporting you. And that's been a big lesson learned just coming up in the industry, and just as social media is growing too, not feeling like you gotta comment on everything, because it's really wasted energy. You know, you're bringing more energy to negative things. So you want to make sure you're always keeping an optimistic perspective, and just know that, hey, this comes with the territory. Oh, like haters? Oh, duh, of course. Or bad comments? Duh, come with the territory. The moment we speak and get on these microphones, somebody may disagree with what we saying on a comment when this is up online. You know what I mean? So this is all very a spiritual thing. You know, so you got to keep your spirit up, and you got to choose joy every day in your failures and your downtime, because that's where it gets interesting. That's where you build your character. That's where you build that grind, just that mindset, that you're gonna need at the top. At the top. I had filmed a movie here with Will Smith one time, and I just remember how he was just shutting down the streets all over New York, and I was like, man, how famous do I want to be? Because this a different level. Like, I couldn't even step outside. Like, we could walk the block right now, but like Will was just different. So you really start asking yourself, like, okay, I need to get myself in the mindset of a person like this who has to deal with all these people every day and so many opinions. And so you just, again, perspective, keeping a positive attitude about life, and keeping good friends around, for sure.
Absolutely. And in rapping, I think just everything to piggyback off of everything that you said, like every single one of you guys in here, like you guys are our future. Like every single one of your minds are so brilliant. Like you don't even know the half of what you guys are gonna go on to do. And I feel like each generation, the minds get crazier. Like you guys are so brilliant, and I just hope that every single one of you can see your potential, because the things that you will go on to do will just change this entire world. So go out and kill it. It's gonna be crazy. Yeah.
I love that. I think that's an excellent note to end on. Again, just want to say thank you to you both. Can we get another round of applause, please?
All right. May I have your attention, please? Thank you. All right, I could feel some good energy bubbling. I see some Gatorades being passed. All right, so let me just break down the scavenger hunt for you. So the whole goal of this was not only to get information, but to also take action. So after I kind of run through some of the information, get you into groups, you're actually gonna go out into the community and connect with different businesses, see different landmarks and different things like that. So our goal to explore Newark, complete challenges and earn points. Each one of you will be divided into groups. So the different teams, Marion P, Great Oaks, Youth Build, when I give you the go-ahead, I would love for y'all to break off into different corners so we can build the groups to send you out. All right, so each group will select one member to manage the team's app. It's the EventSee app. Does everybody see the QR code on the back? All right, so we just need one designated leader to download the EventSee app. And once you download it, it's gonna ask you for an event code. And you have to put in Chime 2024. Chime 2024. Next slide. All right, so within the scavenger hunt, there are gonna be 3 different ways that you can show us that you have figured out the clue. First and foremost, there's gonna be a quiz challenge, or a quiz where you have to answer the quiz. It's gonna be a multiple choice. Number 2, you're gonna have some photo challenges. So you're gonna get a clue, and it's gonna give you a call to action which says, take a photo doing XYZ with your group. Number 3, video challenge. So look, I can already see that there's a lot of great personalities and vibes within this room. So I wanna see in your videos that personality come out. Next slide. How it works, each stop on the scavenger hunt has a point value. You will see that within the app. Groups will need to prioritize, because we only have a limited amount of time. You're gonna need to prioritize where you visit. So this is really a team activity. Talk to each other, throw out some ideas as to where you wanna visit, because you need to come back here at a certain time. And time is 3 p.m. Yes, question? Well, so we will send you into corners, like with your respective group, and then we'll come around and we'll break into smaller groups. Make sense? All right. Next up, next slide. All right, so if you have any issues, you can actually send us messages within the EventSee app. You see the information there. We'll help you navigate it. Next slide. Competing for the win. So the team with the most points will be crowned the winner, and each winning team member will receive a $50 gift card. How much? All right, a $50 gift card. Each one of the teammates that wins, yeah, I see it, Each one of the teammates that wins will get a $50 gift card. Points come from completing different challenges and different stops, so think critically about where you want to go. Next up, bonus. There are also going to be, you've been hearing gems about credit. Hey y'all, let me just get your attention for like 30 more seconds, because you want to hear this. So you've been hearing things about credit, interest, budgeting, just making smart money moves. So the Smart Money Move Challenge is going to be in the app as well. So these aren't going to be place-based things. These are actually going to be all about finance, money, budgeting, different things like that. So you as a team need to come together really quickly and start answering some of those in order for you to potentially walk away with that extra $50. Next and final slide. Final reminders, there's a total of 24 stops. Use each challenge's call to action to earn points. So we're going to be grading it. So make sure you're actually following through on the call to action. And then last but not least, manage your time wisely. So the fireside chat went really well. So we're at 2:15 right now. We're gonna break into, when I give the instruction, we're gonna go into respective corners. We'll make the small groups. And then from there, you're gonna be able to go out. And as you're walking out, you're each gonna get a $25 gift card. Right? Because the idea of today is that you're not only learning about money, but you're also getting some money so you can shop local too. How's that sound? All right? All right, so we love shopping local. Think bigger, Brown Mill, getting some money in your pocket to go do that as well.
So far we got to 1 and we just got to this store, so we're gonna keep it going as best as possible. Brown Mill.
Yeah, we doing great right now.
Okay, what y'all find?
What did we find?
So far, we found the Heritage Hall.
We went to the
found the carousels.
Went to Vice Barbecue.
Vice Barbecues. We always went to the yard.
And we went to WBGO Jazz 88 right there across the park.
I
think we got
probably like 10 minutes.
Hi, everybody. We are representing the Office of Comprehensive Community Education. Hi, we are an office in the mayor's office with Education Department, and we are partnering with Chime in order to, for several reasons, to teach financial literacy so we can make great decisions as we move forward and break generational curses of poor economic decisions, or access is really the biggest issue. And more importantly, we're out here just taking in the beauty of our city. So the mayor loves the young people and want to make sure that they have access and are aware. And the last and final thing, we wanted to spur on the spirit of entrepreneurship that's already in this generation. And so why not couple that spirit with just some good information? So we want to thank you, Chime. Thank you, Mayor Raj J. Baraka, and all the other schools that are represented. The kids are having a wonderful time. It's been a great event.
Hi guys, so it's this African spot on Hosley Street, and they have like the culture clothes and all that, jewelry and shea butter, and they make shea butter with their own hands, and they have like all the different, types of shea butter, coconut shea butter, all that. And I bought some African black soap there. Me and my friends, and it just smells so good, but my legs tired, I'm hungry, like where the money at, for real? But anyways, good. Yeah.
Say thank you, Keisha. Did anybody else visit a store that maybe you didn't know about, or like see a landmark that maybe you haven't engaged with before? Any other good stories? All right, here. What's your name?
My group and I, we visited Diano, I think that's the name, Diano Kitchen, and we didn't know it wasn't like an English restaurant or whatever. I just thought it was a random restaurant, but it's actually native, and the people there are Hispanic, and their food was so beautiful. I was like, oh my gosh. I took a picture for personal and for the app because it was actually so pretty.
That's Taino's Kitchen, if I'm not mistaken, Puerto Rican cuisine, right? Going right down Halsey as well. And let me get one more story. All right, my man. What's your name? You gonna come up? Yeah, come on up. Show him some love, show him some love. What's your name? Q. Everybody say, hey Q.
So me and my group, we went to a place called Vibes Barbecue. We got a picture with him, and then we asked him the wrong question, if I'm being honest, but we asked him what was the heart of his restaurant, what was the heart of the kitchen, and he said that to him, the heart of the kitchen is caring about the food that you make, caring about what you do. And I don't want to speak too much, but that resonated with me because I'm a musician, and when it comes to making my music and my craft, it's something that I do. My music always has a message. I put my heart into it. I put my soul into it. So.
Thanks, Q. All right. Oh, and you want to share a little bit more?
Sure. I have on my phone, and just a reminder to everybody, the winning group, each of the group members in the winning group will get an additional $50 each. So I'm gonna let you all know. Can I get a drum roll? So y'all gonna have to help me with this name.
How do you say it?
Ayuedes.
Bring your group.
Show some love. Ayuedes. Wait, hold on, wait. Ayuedes. Where's your group?
Yeah!
All right, come on, group. All right. Congrats. All right. Come on up. Hey, Kira. All right, we're going to take a winning stick there. Hold on, wait. All right. Owen.
So second place will also get $50 each. So Nick Demand, Colin. Oh. So Nick Demand.
What's the name?
No, it's Nick Demand.
Nick the man. All right. Nick the Man is a good group name. Come on, Nick. All right, give it up to Nick the Man. All right, take a winner, a second place winning group photo. All right, y'all, show some love to Team Nick the Man. Hey. All right. Wait, there's more. Right? There's not a third? Is there a third place? Group, all right, Nixie. We almost done.
We're gonna do $25 to the third place winners. So group Nixie.
Come on, Nicole.
Yeah.
Nicole, hey. All right, show some love. Little team photo, go ahead. Congrats, y'all. Go ahead, smile. All right. Awesome. Show them some love. All right.